Yesterday, in a bold and controversial move, former U.S. President Donald Trump ordered the deployment of U.S. Navy destroyers and Marine forces to the Caribbean right on the doorstep of Venezuela. The mission? To confront the Nicolás Maduro regime and crack down on powerful Latin American drug cartels accused of flooding the United States with narcotics. This is the most aggressive military escalation in the region in years, and it has the world on edge. For decades, the United States and Venezuela have had a tense relationship. Under Nicolás Maduro's socialist government, Venezuela has faced accusations of corruption, human rights abuses, and links to international criminal organizations. President Trump has long framed the fight against Latin American cartels as a national security issue. He previously called them foreign terrorist organizations and even placed a $50 million reward on Maduro's capture. Yesterday's move signals a dangerous escalation, taking the war on drugs from law enforcement into a show of naval and military power. 3 advanced U.S. Navy destroyers, USS Gravely, USS Jason Dunham, and USS Sampson, have been dispatched. These Aegis-equipped warships carry Tomahawk cruise missiles, advanced anti-aircraft systems, and powerful radar designed to dominate both sea and sky. But it doesn't end there. More than 4,000 U.S. Marines are now stationed in the region, supported by helicopters, submarines, and surveillance aircraft. These forces are officially tasked with interdicting drug shipments. But their presence sends a very different message to Caracas. The U.S. military is watching and ready. In his latest remarks, Donald Trump said the U.S. will no longer tolerate narcotics trafficking, or what he called the criminal dictatorship of Nicolás Maduro. The deployment, according to Trump, is meant to protect American families from the deadly scourge of drugs and to send cartels a message they cannot ignore. The Maduro regime wasted no time responding, calling the deployment an illegal attempt at regime change. Maduro accused Trump of planning a military invasion in a dramatic move. He ordered the mobilization of 4.5 million Venezuelan militia, members essentially civilians trained to defend the homeland. Venezuela also announced a ban on drone flights, warning that any unidentified aircraft entering its airspace would be shot down. Neighboring countries are reacting cautiously. Mexico's President Sheinbaum rejected the idea of U.S. military operations spilling onto Mexican soil. Meanwhile, Canada has announced that 2 of its Navy vessels, MCS Summerside and HMCS Margaret Brooke, will join a related mission, signaling support for Washington's anti-cartel efforts. This deployment has turned the Caribbean into a crowded and potentially volatile military zone. Experts are divided. Retired Admiral James Stavridis called the use of 3 destroyers operational overkill, suggesting that smaller ships could handle drug interdiction just as well. But he admitted that the move sends a powerful political signal. In reality, these destroyers are more likely to conduct intelligence gathering, maritime patrols, and the boarding of suspect vessels, rather than launching missiles at drug lords. So what happens next? The U.S. hopes its show of force will deter cartel operations and weaken Maduro's grip on power. But there is always the risk of escalation. Single miscalculation, an accidental clash at sea, a drone being shot down, or militia harassment could spiral into open conflict. This standoff could either fizzle into a tense stalemate, or ignite into something far more dangerous. One thing is certain: Trump's decision has changed the game in Latin America. With destroyers off its coast and Marines nearby, Venezuela finds itself cornered. The world now watches closely. Will this be remembered as the moment drug cartels were finally confronted, or the beginning of a new Cold War in the Caribbean? You've been watching Daily States. Stay informed, stay alert, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breaking analysis.